Hello, everybody. Hello, chat. Hello, YouTube chat, Twitch chat. How are you all doing today? It is I, Almir. I am here with you once again. Marco Polo 9609 says, Almir. I read a few comments here. I just want to touch on them. So I can start off by saying I don't have any news now. We are looking to get you updated as soon as possible. I know we've been quiet. I know it's super frustrating. It is for us too, but more so you, the players. And trust me, we are working on the game. We're working on the patch. We're working on upcoming updates. I wanted to dedicate this stream to just take a moment to chat with you all, not play the game, just chat with you, talk about the things. I know I see reactions in the YouTube chat. It is a super difficult situation because I wish I could say things right now, but I cannot share information currently about the coming update. As soon as we can, we'll let you know. But I still think it's super important that we show up here, even though I have no positive news to share. It's still important that I chat with you, that I take up difficult questions and give you an opportunity to voice your frustration, your concerns, your thoughts, and anything else that you want to share. Having supported Payday 2 for 10 years, and being constantly communicative, and now these past few weeks being unable to communicate the status of the patch is very difficult for us. Both Elizabeth and I, we want to keep you in the loop, keep you updated. As soon as we can do that, we will let you know, yeah? But I want to say that and be solemn about it, because I know it's super frustrating for you in the community, and you just want to see the update coming out, right? And yeah, there we are. So we are working on it still, gang. And even though I have nothing new to share, I'm very happy to be here with you. And I look forward to answering what questions you throw at me during this stream. So thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of this, right? We will get there. But I have nothing new to share in today's stream. Just to be very clear with everyone. I see a question from NX Luma saying, at this point, will the delays affect the roadmap? We're not getting seasonal content, but it's getting worrying for the DLCs to come. So we haven't communicated anything about any delays or anything like that so far. The team are working on different things. We have content in the pipe. For example, like for the patch, if you're a 3D artist, you are working on 3D. You're not necessarily working on the patch itself, right? And they're still doing their work. We're still progressing internally as intended. But obviously, this delay, the patch being delayed, and me not being able to update you on it currently, is very unfortunate. And trust me, we want to get it out there to you. We want to give you updates on it. For the future, we will absolutely not have it like this, where we go weeks on end without being able to share anything proper. That's also part of this process, where we're making sure that we can keep you posted for the future as well, right? So yeah, so thank you all for being here. Really appreciate you all tuning in. Let's see here. Jaffa Jack 101 says, this whole mess is really pissing the community off and is killing the game, but I have respect for you, Almir, facing everyone and the understandable anger everyone has. Yeah, and I think the key word there, Jaffa Jack, and thanks for your comment, is understandable. It is completely understandable that the community, you players, are frustrated and angry with the situation, especially since we promised the patch for the 5th of October and we are yet to deliver it. So I totally hear you. Cracks TV says, I can enjoy the game. I'm enjoying the game now. 150 reached and still not bored of Payday 3. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. And with coming updates, I hope you'll have even more fun. Hunter Chicken says, didn't Payday 2 have a rough start too? And here you're bringing up an important point, which is I don't think it's excusable that Payday 3 had a rough start just because Payday 2 maybe had issues at start. Just because Payday 2 had didn't have the cloaker at launch doesn't mean that it would be okay for us to not have the cloaker for Payday 3's launch. And I think this is an important point to make because I've seen community members talking as if we're okay with quality of life features not being in the game because they weren't in the game at Payday 2's launch. Payday 2 and Payday 3 are different games, and we want to make Payday 3 into the best game we can, and that's the truth. And we will work our butts off to make that happen. Breedod says, I get y'all want the game to be perfect, but nothing is. Just push the update. We'll take frequent hotfixes as opposed to absolutely nothing. And I appreciate your comment, Breedod. We are working on a patch for multiple platforms, so we need to ensure that it works on multiple platforms. We are working in a live environment with how the game is currently set up, which means that we do not want to push out an update that can somehow break the game for you. That would make us super frustrated, and more so even you, the players, if you would get a patch and there would be a bug with it or something that wouldn't improve it, you know. But I really appreciate your sentiment, and of course we want updates to go out as fast as possible. Cellhawk says, issues aside, regarding having to make everything from scratch, have Unreal Engine been a good choice overall for you? Did it make stuff easier in the long run? I absolutely think the Unreal Engine was the right way to go for Payday 3. It's helped us create a strong foundation in the game experience that I think many of you have felt. And I think for the upcoming updates, when we are going along proper, when we're past the first patch, when we're past the second, and so on and so forth, then we'll see more of that. All-rounder says, Almir, when do you actually plan to improve your overall communication with the community? Because the current stage cannot be the goal. Please, not the usual can't comment answer. Thanks for your question. We will improve it as soon as possible. We have stayed silent in social media and so on. Payday Twitterman hasn't been posting. Reason being that I hear the community when we share fan art, for example, and the comments are all about, where's the patch? Why aren't you talking about the thing that everyone in the community cares about? And I understand that that creates frustration, and that you in the community don't want to see that. So I think out of respect to you, the players, we've remained silent for the time being, but this will not continue. As soon as we are there with the first patch, we will start communicating again properly with you in our different channels. And this will not be the modus operandi, the way we'll talk about things. But unfortunately, it is right now. But I'm here to let you know that it will not remain like this. We will improve, absolutely. I hope that was a good answer for you, all-rounder. Thank you. Let me see. Can we expect the first patch to arrive before end of year? You can expect it to arrive as soon as possible. For me, postponing anything until next year, that's out of the question. We're looking to get it out to you as soon as possible. Let me see here. Dark Scotsman says, how do you intend to bring players back to the game? Because progression fix isn't enough to expect people to grind out max level just to unlock paint colors. I think the only way to get the Payday community back into Payday is by doing solid updates that you enjoy and by having a good communication that you respect. And right now I know the frustration, and that we haven't been able to say anything is incredibly difficult for us, but for you it's frustrating, it makes you angry, and I think it's super important that we as developers acknowledge that in the most direct way we can, with me being here, letting you know that. Loki D. Ferret says, never seen a dev team do a stream almost every day to ask questions and calm the player base as you guys do. I see lots of people saying you guys don't communicate, but that just doesn't make sense. Thank you, Loki D. Ferret. I think it's twofold. We are here communicating. We are doing our best doing that. At the same time, we're not communicating about the things that people want to know. They want specific answers about the patch, what it contains, and when it drops. And me not being able to deliver that today is obviously extremely frustrating for you. So I think, it's a layered question, really. The underscore says, if this is your best, then we're all screwed. No, this is absolutely not our best. Even though the first patch has been delayed and we are yet to announce when it hits, we have so much more in store. And we are working so hard on more content, more updates, more quality of life improvements for the game to you all. Let's see here. I'm trying to pick out more questions. Sergeant Gibby says, the best is yet to come, Almir. Indeed, the best is yet to come. We will go through this as a community, and we will go forward together. Harley Man. The underscore says, you literally said you're giving your best to communicate. Yeah, given the context that we're in, like Elizabeth and I are constantly talking with the rest of the studio to make sure we put out information as soon as we can. And in that sense, we are doing our best to communicate. But we have a lot of room to develop when it comes to being much more upfront with what patches we will be doing going forward, what updates that are coming, and so on. So I absolutely think there is a lot of improvement to be made. The patches will always take too much time to arrive, asks Kenneth Koch. So no, the first patch is a patch that we're working on in order to improve upcoming patch processes. Our ambition is that this is a once in a like, how should I put it? We don't want this situation to repeat itself. We don't want the Payday 3 post-launch to be a situation where we put out a patch and then we go silent for 3 to 4 weeks and then we put out another patch. Absolutely not. We want to speed things up. We want to improve things. We want to get more content out to you, get more fixes out to you. So this is, it just, in a lack of a better word, it hurts more because it's the first patch, and it's so very visible in that regard. Herc Mannix says, what are your feelings with how Deep Silver is helping our publisher? I have a ton of respect for our publisher, Deep Silver. They have been incredibly supportive of us in this process. This is us as developers having to do our part in making sure that the patch process works as intended. Uh, I'm super happy with them. They have been very supportive of us, and this is a difficult situation for us. I mean, again, we've done so much updates in the past with Payday 2, I mean, and coming into Payday 3 with server issues we had at launch, with the patch being delayed, has been incredibly frustrating for us too as developers. Let's see, looking for more comments here. Double A Ron 1217 says, Almir, how many antidepressants has this launch brought you? I understand you jest, Double A Ron, but I'm fine personally. We spoke about this topic about mental health the other day when it was mental health awareness, and I think mental health awareness online is super important. We are taking a lot of flack from the community, rightfully so, but we should never go as far as threatening anyone or sending death threats. I think that is way out of league. I think it's super important that we keep it as civil as we can with each other. I think that is one of the core foundations of the Payday community. We've been around, many of us, for years, talking to each other, communicating, and I think it's super important that we uphold those values that we in the Payday community share. You are right to be angry with us, given the fact that we are currently silent and that we have delayed the patch. I see that, and I respect that. The Bull 346 says, excited to see how the game improves and the new content to come. Thank you for saying that, and I know there are a lot of you that are excited for the future of Payday 3, but you are also allowed to be frustrated by the situation and to feel angry about it. Kiwi Captain says, glad to hear you're taking care of yourself. Plenty of us still believe in you and everyone working hard on the game. Thank you for your kind words. And yes, we are working hard on the game. The team is doing their best. And a shout out to our dev team. They are obviously also very angry that we haven't been able to push anything out, but they are doing their best effort to get the updates out for you. Fierce TV says, so what's the plan to bring us players back to the game? Personally, I love the franchise, but this launch has been the worst I have ever seen. Thanks for your comment. We have a plan in set. As soon as the first patch is out, we're going to start talking more about the future to come. I don't think it would be fair to talk about other things than the first patch until the patch is out or we have shared official news about it. But we have a ton of stuff in store for you. We shared the roadmap for year one earlier in the year, where we talked about adding new enemy, adding more weapons, more playable characters, more heists, and a lot of other cool stuff. But all of that, becomes difficult to appreciate until we can get over this first hill with the first patch. Caden276 says, difficult question, but what is the issue? Is it because the game is being built from scratch and being pushed out too early, or something with the lack of development? I think as we go live with the patch, or come closer to it and start sharing the official information, we'll touch on what happened. I think you deserve an explanation, Caden. The community wants to understand, out of interest for the game, what's going on and what we're doing to fix things. Tasker 3667 says, everyone moans that the update has been delayed, but it is better to release a working patch and not a broken one, like other games do. Thanks for your comment. I don't... I'm going to assume every game developer wants to put out good patches and not broken ones. We want the payday community to feel that we're putting out good patches and not broken ones. And the only way to do that is by delivering on it, to lead by proof. Let's see. Almir is trying to keep the community and the game together like Spider-Man did with the boat in Homecoming, says Alrom. So I'm here to let you know that we care. I see a lot of questions online, did they just give in? Did they throw in the towel? Absolutely not. But like I said earlier, when we share other things and talk about other things than the patch right now, there is a lot of anger and frustration about that. And we understand that. So we're not doing that right now. But it becomes like we're in a place between a rock and a hard place where we aren't able to talk about the patch yet, but at the same time aren't able to talk about anything else properly. And I just think it's super important for us to talk about that as a community and address it and allow the frustration and anger to be here and deal with it, because we need your trust in order for you to continue to be heisters, right? Budongos Schmitzal says, hi Almir, just wondering, with the player base having dropped because of the patch not being out, I would expect a large jump in players after the patch comes out. Are you worried about more server issues arising? Has the maintenance on the server over this month made that not a worry? Hopefully, servers will remain stable even if player counts increase dramatically. Given the issues we had at launch, I cannot say yes, right? Because I think that would be crazy to do. What I will say is that we have worked on every aspect of the game since launch. With the first patch, we're looking to deal with the most urgent things, and with the upcoming content that we're doing, including additional patches, we're looking to address things bit by bit, as you do with a game. We cannot fix everything at once. There are different things in the community that players want to see fixed or added or changed and so on. But we will do our best to get there. Timatara says, it's a hard time, but I hope everything will be okay. It will, and it's very much because of your support in the community. That you are angry, part of that is that you care. You care about Payday, and we realize that, and we acknowledge that. And we are very happy to have a community like this. Even though it is maybe one of the most difficult situations we have had as a Payday community this past decade, I'm sure that we'll go through this together, and that we'll maintain a positive spirit for upcoming updates. Of course, you'll have to like the updates. You can't just go like, oh, a new update. I don't like it, but I'm going to be happy anyway. That's not how it works. You need to genuinely like what you see, what you get. And that's why I say that it's so important that we lead by proof. Prazdl says, are you able to set expectations for the patch release date? So we will let you know as soon as we can about the upcoming patch. And what I'd like for us to see is being able to communicate a specific date and a specific and patch notes. I think that's what everyone in the community wants to see. Let's see, I'm trying to look for more questions here. Kassen C says, hope you guys bounce back, stay strong. Thank you, Kassen, appreciate it. And we will. Let's see here. I've got a question. Can you at least tell us if you're progressing nicely? As in, are you still having stability issues that delayed it the first time, Almir? Asks Tiny Tusk. The team is progressing, but when we communicate about this, we want to be 100% sure that the timing of it, the patch, is 100%, and the content of it, right? But we are progressing. We're not just standing still or walking in circles. Timothy Twitch says, will you play today? No. I will talk to you. I will focus on these questions because I think it's a very serious situation that we in the community need to talk about, need to continue to talk about until we as developers can deliver proper communication to you regarding the upcoming content. God bless Biden with speech says, the community wants reasons, not empty answers. This needs to change. I agree with you, and it will. But this stream, I don't have any news to share. And I was clear with that from the beginning. But I agree with you. It needs to change, and it will. Solstick says, I will say that seeing these Q&A sessions constantly on Twitch does a lot for the public image in my mind. A lot of teams would not come out and set themselves up to effectively be a punching bag like this. Thanks, Solsticks, for your comment. I appreciate it. I think when we do something good, we deserve praise from you. And when we do something bad, we deserve the shit from you, right? We deserve to see your anger, to see your frustration. And right now, we haven't delivered the first patch yet. And I think that I completely understand where the community is coming from. N12K says, hello Almir, will the pre-order bonuses and Payday 2 veteran bonuses not arriving in-game be fixed before or after the upcoming patch? You're asking about the contents of the upcoming patch, and I'll let you know as soon as we've shared those. I cannot say it right now exactly what the patch contains, because we have not publicly shared that. Tripified Trip says, Almir, just know that we want to see the feedback we have all giving in this upcoming patch, and you all really taking the criticism from the Payday community. Really look through comments, Reddit posts, and any Payday YouTubers' comments, and really know what we're wanting from this game. You'll find that people who want what's best for the game will give some genuine feedback and speak on nice but stern manner and understanding. I understand you, and absolutely myself and the rest of the team constantly read what the Payday community thinks about all the different topics you discuss. Twitcher Lucas says, I feel like people need to remember that Payday 2 also started as a rocky release. Whether you were around for it or not, you need to acknowledge that still. Hell, there's probably more games that had rocky releases which people stayed with, which have now turned into great games. Just a reminder, thank you. Thanks for the comment, Twitcher Luca. Different games have different releases, but I think it is never excusable to release a game that you can't play for server issues, or where we delay a patch that we've announced would come out in an earlier date. I think it's super important that we're looked at for what we do now, not what we've done in the past. And right now, we need to deliver on what we've promised and keep up the momentum and go from there together. Counterbust Sitchi says, how are you going to update the patching process after the first patch drops? Will we find out at some point, but you just can't share right now? As part of us being more transparent and becoming better at communicating around Payday 3 with you all, Counterbuster Sitchi, I absolutely think that we should be much more clear on how we work when it comes to patching and what it contains much sooner than we are doing right now. Tyrion Callow says, Almir, how is this delay in the first patch going to affect the roadmap we were given for upcoming content by the year's end? We haven't communicated any delays on the other content. We will let you know when all of the content will come out as we get there. The first patch is our biggest priority, getting that out the door. But we haven't announced any delays or any big shift in content drops or anything like that. And the thing is, when you work in a development environment, different departments work on different things. And with a patch necessarily, it doesn't help by just throwing on people. A specific department needs to do their job, and it takes time to do it. Nixim1951 says, even though the game state is a little meh, I still am excited to see the new heisters coming to the gang. Thank you, and so am I, of course. And I'm super excited about the content that we're putting it together, you know, heists, weapons, characters. But I think it's difficult to be that excited about it now, because we're all living with the fact that the patch isn't out yet, and that we want to get it out to you. So it's right now difficult to be excited about that, but as soon as we get this patch out there, I'm sure we will be able to look to the future. Fuchs T says, hey Almir, jacket when? Good question. Coca Talk says, thanks that you're talking honest with us about problems and what went wrong and what the team is doing. Thank you. And I hope we can be much more transparent in the future regarding things like these. I myself am frustrated that I cannot share more details with you now. And I completely understand that you are too. It Shooty says, I miss Clover, Almir. Yeah. I remember when we added Clover to Payday 2, it was a blast. I know Beecroft, who I saw in chat. That's his main. Clover is his go-to. And Clover is currently, her whereabouts are unknown. We do not know what has happened to her. Cthulhu Plus says, I'd really love to see more heists. I've done all of them, some of them many times over. Thanks for your comment. We are developing more heists, and I hope you like them when you get to play them. Let me know what you think when you've got to try them, yeah. Almir, give us your honest thoughts, says Peppy Wolf. These are my honest thoughts. I'm super frustrated about the situation. I completely understand the community is too. The community is angry with us. I respect that. And those are my honest thoughts. And I think about this a lot. Elizabeth and I talk about this every day, how we can move the needle, how we can shift things, how we can communicate with you better in the future regarding stuff like this. This will not be something that is reoccurring for us. We will never want to be in a situation like this again, where we have to be so silent on something that matters so much to the community. Monster Kai 44 says, I only recently got into Payday, so I would like to know what's going on. Okay, so I can understand you're kind of confused then about this talk that we're doing now. But Monster Kai, what's happened is that we had server issues at launch that made it so that heisters couldn't play the game together properly. Then we had a patch that was going to come out on October 5th that was delayed, and that we haven't communicated about since. And this has created a ton of frustration and anger in the Payday community. And I'm here today to where I usually play Payday 3 and chat about anything with you in the gang. But today, I'm just focusing on talking with you all, because I want to make very clear that we take this extremely seriously, and that we are doing our best to get the patch out to you all as soon as possible. Has all of this negativity affected the company as a whole? I hope not, though, says Vivu, and you know. I think any hardship you experience as a team, as long as you pull through, you grow stronger out of it. And I think we as a development team all trust each other to make it work. And that's why I become very frustrated when people say, they threw in the towel. Absolutely not. We are working every day on making the patch happen and the foreseeing content that we're doing along with that. Dante Vega says, I would rather play Payday 2 than Payday 3. I think that's great that you want to play Payday 2. I worked on Payday 2 for 10 years. Hopefully, with more content coming to Payday 3, you'll also like to play Payday 3. But we'll see when we get there, right? Moxidizer says, well said. I love you, Almir, for saying that. Cheers. I appreciate you. Therapeutic Sushi says, I'm curious, is there a logistical reason that there is such silence on the patch? I'm not sure it's out of malice, so what would it be? So the reason why we're so silent right now is we already delayed the patch once. When we started talking about other things, like sharing fan art, or commenting on other posts or whatever, people were super angry with us. Why aren't you talking about the patch? Like, how can you talk about these other things? And we respect that. And we decided that let's listen to the community. Let's take a step back until we have something to say about this patch. Because it is the thing that the community want to hear about. And let's give us all a moment to wait for that. And I think it would be tone deaf, which we have been criticized for, to just continue like nothing's bad going on, No, what do you mean? Everything's going as intended? Absolutely not. We've delayed the patch. That is serious, and we want to get the patch out to you as soon as possible. And I think that silence represents that. Spirin02 says, "Hey Almir, I'm really tired of being on the state of playing Payday 3. I know for a fact you guys are working on updates, but it's just really sad seeing you like this. I hope things work out this week or next, because faith is the last thing you lose." Thanks for your comment, Spirin02. And yeah, like I said, this is not a situation we want to be in, but here we are, and we're going to do our damnedest to make sure we get out of it. And we want you to understand that we're working our hardest on making this update happen, this patch, along with the rest of the content. Because not everything will be fixed. Let's talk briefly about expectations. Not everything will be fixed with the first patch. It is the first patch, but we will continue to improve on the game for the foreseeable future. Like we've said in the past, we want to work on Payday 3 for 10 years to come. That is a long time. And this first patch is going to mean a lot to us just to get it out the door so we can continue working on the next one and the upcoming content that we have for you all. Ghost2712 says, "Hey Almir, I feel like the game is neglected by you guys, but I know that you are working hard behind all of this. I'm scared that Payday 3 will be a failure and that the community won't play the game anymore due to the stats we can see. But I hope I'm wrong, because I love so much Payday. All the best to the team, and I hope for better days." Thanks for the comment, Ghost. And I understand that fear, but let me tell you, we will overcome this situation, and I think over time the community will be stronger for it. Your trust will be hard. It'll be difficult for us to win that back. I think the only way we can do that is by leading with proof, by getting the updates out there, and by ensuring that we become better at communicating with you all, becoming more transparent, so that Elizabeth and I can share more details with you all going forward. Let's see here. Are you planning on making Payday 3 support VR? Because I want to play Payday VR, but it's also the reason why I want to buy Payday 2, as Monster Kai. So we added virtual reality for Payday 2 in its post-launch. It took us roughly a year to develop, and we added it to the game for free. As of now, we haven't said anything about VR for Payday 3. If we decide on that, we'll let you know. But it's always great to hear from VR heisters, just to get a better understanding of how many of you there are out there. Mets Baby, that's it, says, "Can you give us anything at all about the patch? People are getting pissed." I'd like to correct you there. People already are pissed. They have been pissed for weeks now and angry with us. And this stream and me showing up here and talking to you, Mets Baby, that's it, along with the rest of the community, is our way, my way, of addressing that. I've already apologized in the past for us delaying the patch, but I don't think what you want is an apology right now. What you want is the patch, and you want us to improve, and you want us to ensure that this never happens again. And that's what we're working very hard on making sure. The Axorist says, "Almir, you've got some serious balls. I don't think anyone would want to be in your position of having to take the brunt of the abuse and criticism of the game. I hope it all works." Thank you for your comment. I think me being here, not only is it my duty as a representative of the team, a development team I have nothing but love for, but it's also because of you guys in the community. I want you to be happy. We all do, and we want you to be informed. And even though I don't have anything of value when it comes to patch today, I still think it's valuable that I show up here and talk to you about these things and give you a window where you can address these things together with me. But thank you. Let's see here. I'm looking for more questions that I can answer. John Allen Cast says, is there one specific thing that's delaying the patch as much as it is? If so, can you share what it is? Generally speaking, John Allen Cast, like, I can't go into details of the patch itself, but know that one of the reasons why we're working on the patch is because we want to make sure that it doesn't break anything, right? Payday 3 is a live environment game with all of your save files and progression and everything. And we want to make sure that nothing bad happens when we put out a good update. Because then it would no longer be a good update. It would be a very bad update. So that is one of the reasons. Sorry, I just had to take a sip of the coffee. Makings of Matt is in chat saying, Almir, how would you feel about using a public testing channel for testing future releases plus player feedback? I think that in itself is great feedback and definitely something that the team is thinking about, how we can move forward from here, ensuring that updates go out faster and that we hit our updates on time and that they work as intended. Let's see here. Zach Bowen says on YouTube, you might as well say there's no new information. We can't confirm any answers to your questions and log off. I disagree. I did say at the start of the stream that there is no new information about the patch, but I do believe that there is value in me showing up, us showing up here, us talking about this, and answer whatever we can answer regarding the situation. OK Abyssal says, the reason people are pissed is because of the server issues. Then they get resolved, then this update fiasco. I understand that you guys are frustrated, we are frustrated, and it seems like we're never pleased, but we just want to see the game succeed, and most people are worried about it after the troubling launch. I think that's completely understandable, Bissell, and thank you for your comment. I think the worry that you have after a troubling launch is valid until we deliver, right? That's why I'm saying that we need to lead by proof. We need to get the update out to you before we can regain your trust. Just talking about it will never make anything happen. It helps now to talk about it, but ultimately it's the update itself and us improving the communication going forward and ensuring that we don't end up in a situation like this again. That's what's going to be of real value, I think. Machu Play says, we really just want to know what the progress is on the patch. At least it gives us clear mind that it's being worked on. Is there even a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, the patch is being worked on. Yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I wish I had specific details to give you right now. I don't, but trust me on that. Hoppy Hippo says, how come you guys can't say anything about this first patch, but suddenly after that you'll be able to talk about future patches with no problem? I don't mean not being able to give a release date. I mean not being able to say literally anything. It's a very good question, and we're going to talk more about it when we release the patch and in the upcoming weeks and months, right? It is sensitive because it is the very first patch, and what Elizabeth and I hopes is that we will be able to push out content much faster in the future and be able to be much more transparent about it. But we're taking it one patch at a time for now, right? Jedi Core says, acknowledging that you screwed up and coming forth to tell the people that is very valuable, but that has to be backed up by actions. We're waiting for the action now. I agree, Jedi Core, 100%. The Axerist says, I think that showing face and being honest as you are is extremely important. When the patch arrives, I hope these types of streams can continue, because although the game is in a rough place, it helps to just be honest and take an L. I hear you, and thank you for your comment. And these streams will continue. Myself and Elizabeth will continue to stream twice a week, interacting with you all in the same manner we are now. Ilentakis with the first time chat saying, hey Mr. Almir, Jack here. I just want to say that after some experience with the game, I believe it has a lot to offer. Personally, I'm happy with the title and how it was presented. Hope all goes well to all and wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Punumbi says, how dare he drink coffee when he should be working on the patch? I know you say that in jest, Punumbi, because I know you. But trust me, if there was anything I could do to help the patch move forward, I would be there doing it right now. Ghost2712 says, thank you for your answer to my message, Almir. I really appreciate you and your courage. You will forever have my trust. Payday team. I grew up with Payday the Heist 2 and now 3. And I always enjoy playing Payday. It's my favorite game ever. And I really want to see Payday 3 improve. Thank you for that. And obviously you have a lot of support for us. And I appreciate that. At the same time, we are in the wrong now, given that we delayed the patch. We've been silent on it. And we need to own up to that. In order to regain the trust of the community. Yanlin with the first time chat saying, hey Almir, despite the flaws, I have been really enjoying Payday 3 so far. Is there any news available to be released about future overkill weapons, or maybe any planned changes to the current overkill weapons systems in general? Thanks for your comment, Yanlin. We'll share more info on overkill weapons and stuff like that in the future. Right now, I don't have anything to share regarding that. Kirik91 says, it could have been so easy to hide away in the shadows, ignore everything going on, and just update it when it's ready. But at least you have tried to show up, even if there is no news. You're still at least talking to us. And I think you just said it, right? Even though I have nothing positive to share right now, I'm still here talking with you, and I'm reading your comments, your frustrations, and your anger, and letting you know that we see you, and that we understand, and that we are doing our best to improve it. Gross Noel says, are you going to combine the two patches that were supposed to come out beginning of mid-October? We'll let you know as soon as we share any official information. Like I said, I can't share anything about that right now. Let's see. GT Charge says, what about pre-planning? We have not confirmed pre-planning as a feature for Payday 3 so far. Just got level 100 Almir, says Migmark 2023. Congratulations. That's awesome. The old whiner says, blink twice if there is a chance the patch will be out next week. As soon as we can let you know when it'll be out, we will let you know, all right? Let's see here. Double Aaron says, much love, Almir. You and the team keep your heads up. See you on the mainstream. Cheers. A question I've been seeking, are Payday 2, Payday 3 drops, Twitch drops still coming? We're working on Twitch drops for Payday 3, but we have no date for that as of now. Add more weapons and heists, says Face Vibes 12. We are working on more weapons and more heists and more characters. All right, we're reaching the end of this stream. I'll be back here on Thursday to continue talking with you all. Hopefully by then I have updates for you. We will see. All right. Love the game still, bro. The great, amazing, just need some optimization, some quality of life improvements, indicators, etc. I want to see my squad in the lobby rather than the pre-game lobby. Could really go back to Infamous style level up. Thanks, Boss Swag. Appreciate the comment. All right. Grunt Stream says, how soon will we see a new heist? We haven't said that yet, but we will let you know as soon as we can. All right, gang. Thank you so much for tuning into this stream. Thank you for your patience. I understand you're angry. I understand you're frustrated. Thank you for being patient. We are doing our best, and the only way from here is that we lead by proof, that we deliver on the patch, and that we deliver on the content that we've got in store for you. And on that note, take care of yourselves. I will see you here back Thursday. Hopefully I have more to share then. And keep those helmets flying, and we'll get through this together. Thank you again, like I said, on behalf of the team, for being so supportive and for being patient with us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time. Bye.